Okay, welcome to part 16. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the stern together now. Okay, that's right here. But the first thing we want to do is a little bit of sanding. So let's do that first. Okay, let's put in these last 8 frames here in the stern. But before we fit them into the hull, we want to clean them up. So you take a look at that. See all that stuff on there? Well, what that is that's just glue. Because when you're gluing them together, and you're pushing them like this, and then you're touching them here. Well, that char kind of comes off on your fingers, and that's what that is. So this is no big deal. This is just a matter of a piece of this really heavy-duty sandpaper, and I'm just holding it down and giving it a few swipes. That's about all it takes. See how nice and clean it got it, and how smooth? And that was what, a couple swipes on each side. So I'm just going to go through all 8 frames and give them a sanding. Let's see, that's 100 grit. And the 100 grit's plenty for finishing off these parts. There it is again, nice and clean. Okay, after sanding the faces of these last 4 frames here, I just set them into the jig to check out the fit. Now, what we have to do with these frames is just simply cut the angle right over here that goes against the deadwood. Let me show you a close-up. Okay, let's get down close and take a look at what we have to do. See, right? Okay, here it is, right there. See the angle? That's the angle we have to cut. Right here. So these frames will fit flat against this deadwood right here. And we're going to just do those by hand. Okay, see them? There's the angles. Okay. Okay, so I put in frames here 26 and 27. And if you look real close, you could see that they fit flat against the deadwood. Now here is frame 29. Now see the angle? That's what we have to cut. Now that angle is about the thickness of this white stir stick. Okay, see that? If you try to put it down this way, see, it would just about slip in there. So if you look at 29 here, here's the angle we have to cut. See it right there? And this distance here is about the thickness of this stir stick. Okay, because I could slip it. Because I can slip it right in there. Like that. Okay, now I'll show you how I cut that angle by hand. Okay, looking real close here, I'm going to take this frame. Now if you remember, the angle was the thickness of this little stir stick, right? So now I'm going to take the little stir stick and I'm going to hold it along the edge. We'll line it up with the back of the or the foot of the frame, and I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to make a little tick mark right here. Okay, you can see it. It's pretty fine. It's right there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is take the end of this and I want to color it in with a pencil like this. Get it all nice and dark in there. Okay. A little bit more. Okay, that's all. It's all darkened in now with a pencil. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little tiny tick mark and I'm going to put a piece of tape on there so I can see it when I'm grinding this. I use electrical tape because it gives me a very clean, sharp edge. Okay. Now I'm going to line that up with my little tick mark that I made. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to just turn this over and cut this extra off, just so it doesn't get caught by the sander. Okay, there it is. Here's the edge of my bevel, and that's colored in. So now the tool of choice is going to be this Dremel right here. Okay, that's probably 120 grit on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to start sanding it. I don't want to go too fast, so I don't want it to grind that quickly. Okay, now the reason why I darken this edge in, because when I'm sanding this, see this edge I'm creating along there? Okay, I want to keep that even from this side to this side. In other words, I don't want to go like this. You see, that way I know I'm not hitting it down here. So keep it nice and even, and also watch this edge here. Right there, okay? So here we go. Keep that even. Okay, still got a way to go yet. See how I'm keeping it even along here? Okay, keep going. First of all, let's check this edge. I still have room. And if you'll notice here, you can see the bevel is starting to form right here. You see that's going on an angle. You'll see that angle is going to increase here as I go. So keep an eye on this angle, keeping this straight, and your edge down here. So there's 3 points to keep an eye on. So let's go. See, now I'm getting close to this edge. So I want my angle to get to this edge at the same time this gets to this edge. So when I hit this edge and I hit this edge, I know I have the angle. you can see the angles forming. See it? Right in here. It's going here. And you can see how it goes here. And then it goes up a little bit. Well, that's because of this last strip I got to get. So, a little bit more. Now it's almost gone. And that, get the dust off of it, is almost gone. And you can see the angle. You can see the angle forming here. See how it goes down? And you can see the angle that formed here. Except it has a little bit of an upward swing, which I'm going to knock off now. Got it. See, there it is. It's almost down, even with that. It's just a tiny little bit here, and there's the angle. So now I'm going to stop there, and I want to check it to the hull. Okay, let me show you what we've got. You see, we're pretty close. We need a little bit more off this back edge, but it's coming in now. See it? Okay, a little bit more sanding. And that's because, you see, I didn't stop it quite at my finished edge. And that's what we saw there. So let's take it all the way down to the finish now. Okay. Right down to the end. Okay, stop there and take a check again. See, now you can see the angle right there at the bottom. Okay, now let's check it. And our final fit is exact. There it is. We got the angle in. Okay? And that's how you make those angles. And you'll notice that these frames are started down here and they're moving upward as they hit the transom. So when we sand this, we're going to have a nice curving line going up here. Okay, but again, there's the angle right there for the frame we just did. So now I'm going to put in frames 28 and 29 and we'll be done with this stern.